Hey everybody, this is Dr. Flight. So good to bring you some global marketing know-how. This is the last of 3 videos, and this is a really short video talking about some of the decision-making steps involved with jumping into global. So one of the things I want to just kind of affirm is that when you're talking about global marketing, the decision here is really kind of a market decision. And like when we do business, we spend a lot of time and effort deciding which markets and market segments to sort of go into. And at the same time, we spend a lot of time studying the market segments who buy our product. So we're selling our product and we have consumers buy it, and we spend a lot of time understanding and creating groups of consumers and out of either existing customers or new customers. So when you go global, you're kind of doing the same thing. You're analyzing groups of consumers. Now, the way the groups of consumers differ from each other are probably kind of more significant, or there's more contrast. And it happens because of economic reasons. The economic situation of somebody in a foreign market might be vastly different than the economic situation of someone who's buying our product in a domestic market. Cultural nuances will be dramatically different in many cases between the two as well. So just kind of think about this idea of going into a new market, new global market, as just simply going into a new market that we have to assess and we have to evaluate, we have to understand, just like we would any other market. But here's the thing, let's also apply some steps to decide whether we're going to go into the market or not. And so we're just going to spend a moment talking about one or two of these things. And one thing we'll also do is kind of talk about this idea of adapting your marketing mix and the marketing mix strategies that lead you into it. So think about 4 steps. 1, decide whether you're going to go global or not. And so this is much more a business model decision. So as a business, not as a marketer, but as a business, does it make sense for us to go into global markets? This is going to be impacted a lot by your ability, like your operations. Can you, build a product that meets the needs of another country or market in another country? Are there legal issues, regulatory issues that either allow or prevent you from doing it? Do laws get in the way of this? Are there tariffs? Are there quotas? Those types of things. So from a business model perspective, as a business, we need to decide whether we're going to expand, grow our business using this tool called global marketing or global expansion. Okay, number 2, once we do that, we say, yeah, we want to do this. We need to focus very, very carefully on what markets to enter. So we have a technique called targeting. We have this idea that when we target, we identify groups of consumers we want to bring our product to. So that's all we're doing. We're targeting. We're evaluating different markets, and that's what we do in targeting. And we determine which are the most profitable, which have the greatest access, which ones we have the greatest access to, which ones were most likely people buy our product and like it, right? And we kind of have to evaluate and score each market and decide where we're going to go. So we decide which markets to enter. And then we want to decide what level of commitment. Again, remember this idea of control and risk. How much money do I want to put in and be willing to risk versus how much control do I want to have? Do I export only? Do I find a partner I can do either a partnership with or a joint venture? Do I franchise? Do I go all in, do direct investment, and take all the risk? So what level of commitment am I willing to endure, right? And what do I want? Then the last one is really kind of marketing focused. And there are different ways to kind of go into a market. Some of these are going to be impacted by that level of commitment question. But let's look at these different ones, and there's going to be actually three of them. One is called standardization, and this is like a positioning issue. So when we position a product, what we do is we put the product in the mind of the consumer, and we control the marketing mix. And so when we do a standardized or standardization approach, we take the marketing mix elements, including the product, and we create one message, one product, one strategy, and it should be applied to each of the markets that we go into. So it's kind of like a one-size-fits-all. It's like mass marketing a little bit, where we standardize our message, we standardize our product. It's the same product regardless of which market we go into, without any changes to it. It's called standardization. You lower your costs a lot when you do this. Your production costs go down when you standardize. Localization is one where you oftentimes would have a local partner, and that local partner is going to help you, make the product nuanced to address local issues. So we know that in local cultures, there are different preferences, like maybe in the quantity or the size or the packaging or color schemes or flavors. There are different nuance likes and dislikes depending on where that product is located. And so localization means that we're going to take our product and we're going to adapt it to the local preference that the market has. So this is like the opposite of standardization, right? Standardization is like one size fits all. One product is going to be sufficient for everybody. Localization means no. What we're going to do is we're going to recognize that there are local nuances. So we're going to do everything so the customer can come in, and other than maybe the brand name, they might just assume it's a local product because everything's local about it. And even you could even create a local brand and sell the product locally that way, and the customer may not even know it's a foreign product, right? That's called localization. The third element here is sort of a mashup of the two. And so glocalization, global and local, kind of put those two words together. Glocalization means that you want to standardize certain parts of the product, but then you want to localize some of them too. So what we might want to do is maybe we produce the product in one location, but we ship the product and we package it locally. So maybe we produce the product kind of in its basic form, and then we finish it or we put it in its packaging in a local market, and we add all the local nuances at that point. So in other words, what we're doing is we're standardizing some parts of the value production process, and we're localizing other parts of it. And this way we kind of find a marriage or a mix between the two. And really it's a cost savings thing. So there's a cost saving in production by doing it all the same, but then there's a sales efficiency that we gain by localizing some of the finishing pieces. And so by doing both, by being strategic and doing both, it's really a cost savings measure, but at the same time you're localizing to it, taking advantage of kind of the sales aspect of making it local. Okay. All right. So so this is, again, do we go into a foreign market? It's a big decision. To the extent, do we want to invest in that? We've got to decide which market to go into, which markets are best served, or best ones we should target, our level of commitment, how much commitment we want to make, and then kind of think about this entry approach. Like, how are we entering the market? And kind of, this is it's a bit of strategy, right, in terms of entering the market. Okay, so remember these global entry kind of things, and being able to describe how localization is kind of a big thing, and being able to standardize the marketing mix for local markets is the twist that really is important. And that's something that you need to kind of consider. And it's a cost that goes into it. Okay, so this is a quick little video. Hope you enjoyed. Have fun listening to it. Make sure you correspond with the text so that you follow along. This is all, again, global marketing. And great. Have a good day.